We have 3 players in the top 25 under the age of 25. We've got Paolo Banchero, who's number 3 on that list. Franz Wagner, right there at number 4. And Jalen Suggs there at number 18. Pretty cool to see the core of your squad on this list. And especially Paulo and Franz back to back at 3 and 4 is pretty badass. And I think that Franz really put some people on notice. He put me on notice a bit. The way that his 3-point shot came back became not great, but serviceable right now. And he's going to it confidently, not shying away from it. Definitely shut me up and other doubters around the shot. And man, it seems like he's just taken another leap in terms of the game slowing down, being able to use his pace and change of pace so well to get into the paint. His floater game now, Pich, is almost unstoppable. He gets in there, he's all of 6'10", and he's putting a float on that thing. I mean, it's tough to get that. He's a beast. And as I said, add to that Paolo Banchero, who was on track to be an all-star, and he's coming back at the end of this month, hopefully, knock on wood. So it's going to be great to see these guys all out there together. Jalen Suggs now is going to have an opportunity, Pich, to prove, hey, I can do this. I can do this now. A few years ago when you saw me, Magic fans, and I came in, this was a little too big for me, but I got this now. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is what you want when you're rebuilding, right? I mean, was the dream to be able to say you've got at least 3 guys in the top 25. I think I would have been fine with 2, to be honest. I mean, that's,
you don't
that's
ask for much.
You need some stars. You need some stars. You need some power. When we started this podcast, we didn't have anybody that would have sniffed this list. So it's great now to have 3 on there. So this is the direction you need to be in. And I think if you want devil's advocate here, this is a chance for Jalen Suggs to show what he's about now. Like this, he becomes a little bit of the de facto leader on this team a bit. And it's time to see what he's got. And he doesn't have to think about letting Paulo and Franz eat. No one else at the table, guy. Go ahead and fire it up. I mean, you get Goga some points here and there, and let the chips fall where they may. But feel free to gun, my friend. It's going to be fun. I think it's just nice to see, and this is a part of the larger picture, the growth flower. If you're familiar, if you're from a time of the show, people believe in the Orlando Magic now. They know we're here, right? Like we're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. We've been up in the top part of the Eastern Conference this year, finished 5th last year. There's a lot more respect for this team. We have all-stars. We have young players. We have a coach that's respected throughout the league. It's becoming a destination for more than just people going to Disney. It's becoming a place for basketball again. That is actually, okay, here we go. This happens with some franchises in all sports where like you forget about them for a while, right? Like, the Minnesota Vikings, they're always just hanging around. Well, they're like 10-2 now, and they're probably going to make a playoff run, and you have to respect them as a possible Super Bowl candidate. It happened a couple of years ago with the Lions. Now we're all like, oh yeah, the Lions, they're good now, but they used to stink, right? So it's like we've changed that narrative around to now we're the Lions. Now we're a team that can be respected and be like, oh, you're not going to Orlando to just get a free win anymore. They're coming at you. And that's what you need. It's a whole culture change that had to happen with this franchise. It wasn't just get a player, turn things around. It was a whole culture change. But it's positive to see all of that culture changing. And I see posts now, they're not just from the Orlando Magic. They're from NBA. They're from ESPN, from the big people. They're not from just in-house and fans of the team. And it's good to see that getting out there because it's spreading that word of, hey, the Orlando Magic are a team you got to mess with. And when you see posts by like the NBA posting about Cole Anthony and Goga Bitadze, I'm thinking about there's got to be some guy for Sacramento that's like, who the fuck is Goga Bitadze? Like, I don't know who this guy is. Why is this guy on my radar right now? And so it's great that it's happening because it's making us more viable going forward, which is just, it's important for the landscape. You want more nationally televised games going forward. People have to know about you, care about you, want to see you, be interested at seeing your name on the title versus whatever team happens to be on the other side. And now that's happening. So there's a lot of good to take away from, even if Franz and Paulo are out for a long time and we don't finish in as good a spot.
Yeah.
Fear not. We're still headed on the right spot.
Yeah, under 25 these guys are. It's kind of mind-blowing. You forget how young these guys are. Doesn't have their age on here. Paolo Banchero. How old is Paolo Banchero?
Like 25 to 30 is usually a guy's prime, probably, right?
Yeah, like 26,
Ish.
yeah, for sure. So Paulo's 22.
We haven't hit these guys' prime.
No, Paulo's 22. So he's 4 years off of what most people would say is kind of like the beginning of your prime, and just the beginning of it. And guys are playing well into their 30s pretty damn well. So, yeah, there's time, and that's another reason why we don't make those reactionary trades right now. It's all good. This is not what was previously advertised for this season. This is not what we wanted. It's not what anyone wanted, but it's okay. This is, I think, solidly the core of the team. Jalen Suggs, right? The biggest question mark there for me. Paolo Banchero, all-star. That guy's a bucket. Like, it's very clear that the rest of the team, even Franz Wagner, who's a bad man himself, looks at Paolo and like, nah, he's different. He's different. So it's great to have a top in the NBA guy. Like you said, other outlets talking about him like has the potential to be top 5 guy in the NBA. So we're not talking about, these guys are on this list, but when they get older, they probably won't be on it. It's not one of those nice lists for just the young guys. These guys are going to be pillars in the NBA for the foreseeable future in Paolo and Franz. Jalen's the only one who it's like, he's had some rocky stuff, right? He's hasn't started this year great. The shooting hasn't been very good. And I believe in the shot because the free throw percentage is very high, and normally that's a really good sign. The shot looks good, and he's confident as all hell. He's going to keep taking them. I'm optimistic he can turn it around and still become a really good, especially feet-planted, set three-point shooter. Is he the point guard? We're going to talk about it a little bit later. But he's already an all-defensive team player. He already made the second team all-defense. This guy is going to be consistently leading in deflections and steals and first forced turnovers, all of these things. Constantly guarding the best point guard on the other team. That's worth its weight in gold. This is the core of the Orlando Magic.
Did you like that clip? Well, it's part of a larger podcast that we do that you can see by going to our page, and go ahead and subscribe while you're there.